Hi everyone.
Hello.
We have arrived on Salt Spring Island and it is just so gorgeous here. So it's been a long day, but happy to be here.
Yeah, very happy now.
And we're in the hot tub.
We are. We're in the hot tub and my head does feel surprisingly cold.
You're such a wimp. You've been in California too
Maybe
long.
I need to go a little bit lower. So what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about this experience that I had the other day, where I had been conscious of the fact that quite a few of my clients seem to come on the phone when I'm having a phone session with them, and they have a whole laundry list of woes, and I often find myself reminding them that they're taking their situation very personally, and that they have a very sort of outside-in perspective on life, and really what I'm basically saying is they're being a total victim in that moment, but I don't use those words. But I also point out that that they've forgotten that there is an intelligence behind life. There is this infinite creative potential that they can access if they can just slow down and stop being so sped up in their thinking and believing their thinking. And I also am conscious of the fact that when I'm having these conversations with them, that sometimes I'm thinking, well, my goodness, they do have a point. They really are experiencing some pretty awful things in their life at the moment. And I don't know what, I don't know if I could, with my level of consciousness that it is at, be able to deal with it in the way that I'm suggesting they take care of themselves, because life can sometimes be really hard, and there are times when I do take my thinking seriously, and this happened to me just recently where
Only once?
well, no, specifically and most poignantly recently, there was something that happened, or a series of unfortunate events that really got to a point where something happened where it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I won't go into my laundry list of unfortunate events, but the straw that broke the camel's back was that yesterday morning, Rohini comes into the bedroom and says, where is the cash that was on the desk in here? And I said, I don't know. I thought you put it somewhere. And she said, no, I thought you put it somewhere. Anyway, we both got a little bit riled up about the fact that the cash had evidently gone missing. And then I suddenly had this awful thought that we'd had builders in our garden the day before, and that the French doors had been, the French doors in our bedroom had been open, and they'd probably been in and whisked it away. And I was convinced this had happened. Anyway, I somewhat gave them the benefit of the doubt and went rifling through the house, and it was recycling day, so I pulled the recycling bin back in, and it was filled to the brim. I went through the whole of the recycling. By that point, once I realized it wasn't there, it had to have been the builders. So I went and saw the site manager, phoned the housing association. I was definitely pointing the finger of accusation in their direction, but I was so sped up, and also to the point where I got to a place of such victimness. Is that a word?
Could be.
I'm making it up one now. That I decided that, or I said out loud, I said, what? I may have used the F word, I may have dropped the F bomb. I said, what the F is going wrong? What's going on with this summer? Everything seems to be going wrong. I even went there. And then Rohini, she had to go and do a conference call, and I thought I'm just going to have a shower. I went into the shower, and I was thinking about how I'd been trying to sort of point out to my clients when they're in a place of being out of balance and they're upset and all the rest of it, that I would come up with this idea, or point them in the direction of the fact that they are actually taking life very personally, or taking their thinking personally, and they're forgetting that there is an intelligence behind life that's always wanting to push you in a more positive direction, that you just need to settle down, slow down, and be conscious of your thinking in those situations. And then I thought in the shower, I said, well, do I actually believe that? Really? Because in this moment, I feel really sped up and I feel really out of balance. Do I actually believe that? And I reflected on that for a moment, and I said to myself, yes, I do believe that. I really do feel like that's the truth. And in that very split second, in that very moment, out of the ether, dropped into my mind that I had hid the cash in a silver teapot in the bookshelf in the living room. And it was just such an incredible validation of this understanding and what we're pointing out to our clients, that if we slow down and stop being sped up and stop taking our thinking so seriously, that we actually for a moment allow ourselves to tap into that intelligence behind life, and not even really consciously do it, just slow down by virtue of the fact that I just slowed down for a second. I wasn't even trying to think about where that cash was in that moment. It just came out of nowhere. It was amazing.
And what stood out to me about that experience, I mean, I was happy that we found the money, obviously, but I was so moved by how deeply touched you were by what you saw. Like, that to me felt even bigger than finding the money. Like, you saw something.
It did.
And the feeling that, like, you were moved to tears when you were telling me.
I was moved to tears. It was extraordinary. And I actually have been entertaining this worry when I work with clients at times and think, here I am feeling, there's a part of me feels like, am I just paying lip service to this understanding and telling them that there is this intelligence behind life, and that when you're sped up and taking your thinking seriously, that really is not being of any kind of service to you, that there was maybe this sort of nagging doubt in the back of my mind, but that just really pressed home the point in no uncertain terms, because I really slowed down. And I wasn't focusing on, what had I done with that money. It just popped in it just came out of the ether, basically.
And you're not saying that it's about finding money. It's really anything that we're challenged by. It's only through looking in the direction that you looked, looking towards your true nature, that you're going to get that kind of creativity, clarity, solution, peace, resolve. Like, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I think the bigger point for me too is that, that a whole number of things can happen in your life that can feel like difficulty and feel like a challenge, but nothing good that's going to come out of you just really focusing on your anxiety and being a victim about it. The best that you can do is just try and settle and realize that there is an intelligence behind life that really wants what's best for us. That has our back, is in our corner. And as much as we want to believe in our thinking and go down that rabbit hole, that doesn't do us any good whatsoever. That's what came home to me anyway.
And we get to be in this gorgeous place that really reminds me of all of that. I love the beauty of Canada. It's not far from where I spent my teenage years, and Salt Spring Island is a very special place.
It is.
We get to
Feel
enjoy the
very
beauty
blessed.
and be part of a conference here. So have a great weekend, everybody. Take
care. Bye.
Bye.